Well, hello there, folks. My name is Mark Miles. As you know, helping you become the best trainer, facilitator, coach, and mentor you truly can be. Now, today's video is a little bit different. It is about what I would call the 5 pillars to effectively developing yourself as a trainer, facilitator, coach, and mentor. Now, this video is going to be a little bit raw, a little bit authentic, because for me, when I first started out, I really struggled in these areas. I really struggled with my confidence. I really struggled with how do I put together my information so that people really understand it? How do I actually also help people that ultimately don't want to be engaged in my session? And how do I deal with people that, are sitting back doing nothing? How do I reach those people? And I really struggled. It was a lot of like pulling teeth, so to speak, right? I also really struggled to capture and hold the attention of my audience. And, how do I actually say things that will hold people's attention, right? And last of all, I really struggled to create learning environments that would really optimize learning and get people collaborating, right? So in today's video, I want to talk to you about those 5 pillars, right? And the first one to chat about is self-confidence. Self-confidence, right? So for me, that really came from attending a number of public speaking events, and also from those events discovering who I am and what I am capable of doing, and really just learning to own the room. And for me now, walking into a room, there's certain things that I teach people to do, that really make sure that the room is excited, hungry to be there, and sees me as a credible expert. But there's certain things that you need to do in order to make that happen. Now, the next thing for me was, how do I step away from actually just going slide, and designing content, and how do I shift towards creating transformational messages, right? And once I made that shift, everything changed for me, right? So you want to really start to design with transformation in mind, because that's where it's really at, right? It's not about the nice things that you say. It's having strategy behind what you say and strategy behind the activities that you set up and all about that, so that transformation is organically happening and people are walking away as transformed beings, and people that have paid money to be there, they're getting that value, right? So the next one there is a science of engagement. So for me, as I said, I really struggled to get people involved. I'd come from a teaching background, and in the world of teaching, it's kind of, assumed that everybody's going to learn, everyone wants to be there, or you can force them to learn. But if you're running workshops with adults, or if you're running workshops for your business, you can't ever assume people are just going to get involved because they want to be there, right? You actually have to set up systems. You actually have to speak a certain way. You actually have to design the entire experience so people are hungry to be there. They're hungry to get engaged, and they really want to know, well, what's going to come next? How is it going to flow? And there's suspense and anticipation with what you're actually doing. Now, next thing is the communication skills. We need to appreciate, as a presenter, as a trainer, you need to learn to speak differently. And this was a big one for me, because my mentors would tell me the phrases to say. They would say how to communicate, but I was so hesitant to actually speak differently. But once I learned the phrases that really make a difference, I found the results that I got were incredible. You see, we need to appreciate when we're actually speaking to an audience, we need to lead their hearts and minds on a journey. And if you don't have the capacity to be able to do that, you can really struggle, and you may have dissent in the room where people go, I don't agree with that, or no, that's not true, or whatever it may be. But once you master the communication skills, everything transforms, and everybody is hungry to be on that journey with you, and they can't wait to hear the next thing you're going to say, right? Because you're saying it the right way that is going past the filters of their mind, right? Now, last thing, as I said, for me, one of the big things is crafting the learning experience, right? These days, I don't know in the last 6 to 7 years I've ever had a difficult participant, or I've ever had someone that hasn't enjoyed it or hasn't come back. And for me, when you are looking at crafting the learning experience, you can start to predict what people do. You can start to predict how people are going to respond. You can start to optimize the learning environment, because you know ultimately how people need to hear information. The room needs to be set up, and who works best with who, because you know the personality styles and you know how to read people like a book, and you can crystal ball the entire event just within meeting people within 5 to 10 minutes. You know how it's going to flow out, right? You can also set up the content in a way that's going to be truly inspiring and really connect with the audience, so they don't just hear what you say, but actually go away and use whatever you are sharing, right? So just to recap, the core things: number one, your self-confidence, right? Number one, your self-confidence. Number two is designing your message, your workshop in a way in a way that really is simple and is memorable for your audience. This is a great way to get your ideas out and onto paper. Now, the next one there is the science of engagement. You've got to master that. And once you do, you can walk into any room anytime and create that engagement you want. Next one, communication skills. You need to learn to speak differently. Next one, final one, crafting the experience. You need to be able to do that. And if you can do that, you can pretty much walk into any environment and make any workshop really, really successful, because you know how people operate and how you speak to people in a way that takes the learnings that you provide and really helps them act upon it and create their transformation. Now, if any of those resonate with you, fantastic. And as you know, folks, I love sharing tidbits of knowledge, and I regularly do that on my social media. But for anyone that wants to really master any of those 5 areas, as many of you know, I do have a book. It's called Creating Transformation, both face-to-face and online. But also, twice a year, I do run an event called Workshop Facilitation Mastery. And at that event, we go through those 5 things: building your confidence, designing training, the science of engagement, communication skills, and ultimately learning to craft the learning experience so people get what you're really trying to teach them and they go away and act upon it, right? So if anyone wants the details and the dates for the next up and coming one, let me know. As I said, next one is in July, and then we got one in December as well. And yeah, if you are a corporate trainer, or you're a business owner running your own workshops, or a trainer in the vet sector, and you like to be able to be really confident in those 5 areas, drop me a message, drop a comment, and definitely love to help you out, because that workshop has really empowered a lot of people, and people are raving about it. They really, really do enjoy the event and would love to see you there. Thanks for watching, team, and we'll see you on the next video. Those are the 5 pillars to essentially trainer development and really learning to grow and develop your results in a workshop capacity. Thanks for watching, team. We'll see you on the next one. My name is Mark Miles, helping you become best trained facilitator truly can be in your marketplace. Thanks for watching, team. Bye for now.